Jackie's garden. Hello and welcome, my little sprouts. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Jackie's Garden podcast. I want to give a brief disclaimer that my D&D campaign is a homebrew one, meaning that although lore of traditional 5e D&D will be included, there will be some creative flares added to my episodes. Remember that D&D is a creative role-playing game where the only limitations are the ones we set and create. Let's continue to grow, learn, and listen together. Thank you for joining me, and let's get on with the episode.
Welcome back to Terrantel, everyone. Join with me now our players. Let's introduce them. If you'd like to do some shameless plugs for yourself right now, now's the time to do so. If not, a simple username for yourself and telling us your character's name will suffice. Does anyone want to volunteer to go first?
So my name is Maddie, and I am playing Aelin, a high elf paladin.
My name is Kisla. I play Willow, the halfling wizard.
Hello, I'm Metro Michael, Metro_Michael on Twitch or Metro Mike on TikTok. I am Hanvil, the adorable tiny gnome.
I believe we called it Daddy Gnome last time, and yes, that is canon. And finally, our guest player.
I'm Mage. I play Venn, and I am a Twitch streamer where I do like RPG stuff and fantasy stuff, and I also do cooking streams.
Amazing. Yeah, so make sure to follow and check out Chaotic Good Mage on Twitch. They do cooking streams on Saturdays and then various RPG games throughout the week. And they will be joining us for a couple episodes playing their human, Venn. So thank you so much for joining us, Mage. Now that our players have been introduced, let's start the episode with a little recap. Last we left off, Willow and Venn found a mysterious letter while investigating the home of the Thistles, and thought it best to investigate the letter later. But a simple misunderstanding causes Venn and Willow to be at odds with one another, resulting in Venn distancing himself and finding a hidden note under some mushroom caps. Meanwhile, Aelin and Willow's first impression of Hanvil was him being bested by an awoken cactus known as a thistling. Venn, taking the long way around to avoid Willow, quickly got to work convincing the thistling to let go of his new friend and began looking over the booklet that the cactus was so fascinated by. Coming across a hand-drawn sketch, the thistling beat Venn with a nat 20 strength check and tore the picture from the book and ran back to the greenhouse. Willow charged after it, still using the disguise self spell. She talked to the little creature, who then helped her to find some forgotten items left by Aleecia, including a recipe for a spell. Greyna came onto the scene, helping to escort the injured and tired party to Mud's Tavern, where, out of game, my tarot deck Dane blessed the party with a short rest, equating to a long rest, and the party separated for the morning to contemplate on what just happened. Before resting, Willow and Aelin informed Greyna that Aleecia was killed, and the party took a moment to mourn for her loss and drink. Excusing herself for the remainder of the morning, Willow decides to explore the letter she found and utters the words, "I wish to see you," resulting in her triggering a trap and falling unconscious in her room. And that's where we left off. But before we continue, let's take a step back in time, as simultaneously Willow is opening this note. Venn and Hanvil, you both are healthy and awake, so what are you doing downstairs with Greyna?
Like I said, I approached Greyna and said, say like, hey, here's everything that happened. I just need to take a moment and talk to you about what's going on with the situation.
Greyna takes the shot glasses that she's cleaned out and stows them away, and she just kind of like puts both hands on the counter, leans back and takes a deep breath. She looks at you and says, "My friend Aleecia was one of the villagers living here in Foxtrot village with her grandparents. They are the main farmers, if you would, of the Lapsusberry here in town. Aleecia had great magical potential, and from what she told me, she wanted to go to the Sorcerer and Wizarding Academy, the Terrantel University up by Nuvendale with the High Elves, but her grandparents were against it. They had owned this farm for many generations, and Aleecia was raised by them. Her mother and father were both adventurers, but when she was born, her father abandoned her, and she never got to meet him. Her mother went out to find him, to to bring him back, but she never returned either. There wasn't much investigation about it, but Aeliecia never stopped believing that her parents were out there, and I don't know if that's just denial or optimism. I really don't know. But
As for the dynamic of that family, it was never peaceful. I don't think what Mr. and Mrs. Thistle wanted for Aeliecia was what she wanted for herself, and they couldn't understand that the life she envisioned for herself was greatly different than what they had planned for her. And in a moment of desperation, she must have just finally fled. Honestly, I can't blame her. I just wish she would have told me. You know, being her friend and all.
so, Willow and Aelin, as well as some other adventurers, came by with the hopes of payment to try and find Aeliecia, and from what Willow just told me, they didn't make it in time. Aeliecia died, but I don't know how or what caused it. That is all I know. And until Willow and everyone has had their rest, that's all I know.
Thank you so much for filling me in on that. So you're right. Everyone should have their rest, especially like after these events have transpired.
At the mention of like when Greyna mentioned that, like I guess they didn't make it in time, Aelin, who had been kind of listening on the other side of the tavern, like slams her book shut and like heads upstairs without a word. I also head upstairs.
I want
2.5
you-
stars. The
are-
intrigue.
Are you... Did you say 1.5 stars?
I was like 2.5 stars. This is intriguing.
Okay,
Dun, dun,
I want Greyna to do an insight check to see if she can No! Shit, it's a 2. She notices the outrage, is confused by it, but has you go upstairs. And then
I also think,
yeah.
real quick, as Aelin like storms up to her room, also she like glances over to the bookshelf where she left her letter and kind of like
Yes.
reaches for it and then like thinks twice and goes into her room as well.
Okay, so you went up there before Venn, so you didn't get to see the hilarious scene that just unfolded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back downstairs. Hanvil, what are you doing?
Hanvil's gonna just gently put his violin and his bow on the bar and just like look at Grant. Are you okay? You look troubled.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's a 24.
Oh my god. Okay. She looks at you and she takes a deep breath. Lots of emotions are stirring within me right now. I'm a bit prickly right now, but I think I'll be okay when I learn what happened. Aeliecia meant a lot to me, and I would like to believe I heard.
And you start to see her kind of fidget in place, kind of uncomfortable by the conversation, but her gaze is avoiding you, and you start to see a little bit of rosiness on her cheeks. You can't really tell if it's from the drinks or the conversation.
But she kind of hesitates and then heads out of the room and then comes back to you. And she hands you this letter. Against my better judgment, perhaps the shot is getting to me, but I got this letter from her. She hands it to you.
I don't.
You best not tell a soul.
You see her eyes, just for a brief moment, have a glint of red, which oddly enough complements the rosiness of her cheeks. But for a moment, Hanvil, you have this fear, this shiver that runs down your spine as she leans in and warns you before reading this letter.
I understand. I appreciate you trusting me with this.
It's
In
the
terms of-
alcohol. I'll regret it later, won't I?
You,
Oi.
I'm not from here. Even who would I even tell? Honestly, I know no one. I'm just trying to get medicine for a student. Again, I'm very sorry for your loss. Hanvil then like kind of goes over it.
Even if you don't tell anyone, it's just embarrassing to read. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I don't care. No, actually, I do care. Give it back to me when you're done. This is a moment of vulnerability. That is it. Okay, I'll be right back. She kind of just like staggers away from the bar and across the hall to what you can assume to be the loo. And Hanvil, as you look closely at this letter, the paper of the letter looks to be very crisp, as though it were maybe a couple of days old. Some pieces of parchment and letters end up getting a bit soggy and a little bit tattered if they're old, but this looks like a very new letter. And when you open it, you see the most beautiful script you've ever seen. And for a moment, you almost mistake it for Elven, but it is in fact just the most elegant cursive you have ever witnessed. And the letter reads, Dear Brownie, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm sorry I had to leave you both in Foxtrot and in the dark. I feared that if I told you about my plans to run away to Newvendale, you'd try to convince me out of it just as my grandparents tried to. I got my acceptance letter. I'm in. I can't wait on this opportunity anymore. It just can't be talking about what if or when this is happening, and I plan to take you with me. Give me a couple weeks to get situated in town, and we can get a small cottage together. We don't have to live in the city. We can still experience the outdoors and finally be together. No grandparents to nag me about the farm or who I choose to love. It'll just be us. Wait for my letter as soon as I settle in the city. Yours forever, your little field thistle. Okay, so now we're going to be switching gears up to Willow, who just opened the letter.
Is there a place I can take a bath here? I've been on the ocean for days. I need to wash up and get out of this tattered clothes.
Completely unfazed. Hanvil asks to take a bath, and Greyna just kind of like still stumbling, not really there because of the alcohol, just kind of like motions over her shoulder as she leaves the loo and is like, there'd be a bath in there, run some hot water if you want. And now we're gonna transition to upstairs. Willow.
So now you're unconscious on the floor of your room.
And everyone's gonna think it's the alcohol.
The tiniest little thud. Yeah.
So
No one's concerned because we all thought
Yeah.
was gonna get wasted and pass out anyway.
Yeah,
So
I'm actually in the room above Hanvil now. And yes, just those little thud.
Hanvil,
Down up there.
Hanvil,
Jesus,
you-
I'm trying to bathe.
the smallest.
1.5 stars.
you hear a thud. Do you do anything?
Literally, Hanvil just looks up. A little privacy.
Oh my god, oh no.
What is wrong with this place?
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Jesus. Hanvil would have no knowledge of her being above him.
That is
Yeah,
true.
no.
Or that there isn't other patrons in this inn.
I'm gonna,
This whole session is also just Hanvil not knowing what's happening at any
Yeah,
point.
he's just here. Just man, this is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable situations. This is the campaign I'm in.
I'm looking for me at some point, right?
In the morning, or not, well, in the evening, the late afternoon when we're all heading out. Like, where's your friend?
So, Hanvil, you have.
Hanvil's walking around. Where the hell are the towels?
Oh my god. I mean, if that's what happens, that's what happens. We're going to take our short rest, and Dane gave us the amazing gift of a long rest equating to a short rest. So you guys get your spell slots back, no more exhaustion, and we will pick up 4 hours later. For those who are in the rooms right now, you see the morning light start to come in through the window. It is now around noon.
As you guys
Yay.
wake up from your nap, except Willow,
Oh no.
you guys, for those who are upstairs, come out into the room where the library is. What would you like to do?
So, I would like to investigate the library again as I'm going off.
Give me another d6 roll.
It's a 4.
You learned your lesson.
So you wake up from your nap. You feel rested and rejuvenated. And despite having found Adult Magazine the first time, you're still very intrigued by this library. There's something drawing you to it. You go through again the books, this time being more specific on like what you're looking at. Scouring the many books you see sitting on the shelf, you notice a piece of paper tucked between two large tomes, and you pull it free. It's a letter. Do you read it?
I do.
Then you open this letter, and it reads, To my dearest Lene, against my better wishes, your father and the High Cleric have asked for my blessing to allow you to wander past my protection and into the unforeseeable unknown. No matter the comfort High Cleric Fenno tries to give me, I know that you're not ready to be out in the world just yet. Nonetheless, I will stay strong while you are gone, and pray for a safe return from your charitable good towards the neighboring town of Foxtrot. And when you return, we can practice our violin duet together like we used to. Of course, after you check up with High Cleric Fenno. He tells me that your amnesia is only temporary. So don't worry, my darling, everything will be better soon. And we will return to our regular, normal lives. Soon. With hope and love. Mum.
What have you done? What have you done, Maddie? What secrets do you hold?
Okay.
Ven's secretly a private eye.
You pull from the library this letter, and it's addressed to someone named Lene.
I am just going to read its contents. Because to me, it seems out of place in this book. So, like, I have nothing to, like, attach that to. So this could have just slipped in there.
So will you keep it or put it back?
So I am going to attempt to stow it.
Okay, so I will say at this time, Aelin, you are exiting your room?
Yeah.
Awesome. I need you to do a deception check for me, or no, sleight of hand for me, Venn, and a contested perception check from Aelin.
So my sleight of hand is going to be a 21.
Ooh, okay.
My perception's a 23.
Aelin, even as you're coming out of your room, rubbing your eyes, you notice Venn kind of like thrumming through the books and seeing this. What do you do?
Innately, like, this wouldn't be concerning to me. Like, it's a library, take one, leave one. But I think I just kind of like, I'm like, make sure you leave something in its place. That is the rule. And then I just kind of keep walking. And I do glance at like where my letter would be and notice that it is not there anymore.
Oh, okay. Unbeknownst to you, Willow is still asleep in her room.
Personally, I would probably try to check in on Willow. At this point, we've been on a harrowing adventure together, and so I would want to check in and make sure she's okay.
Willow, do you think that she would have locked her door or just closed it and turned the sign over?
She probably would have locked it since she was trying to do that letter thing in secret.
Aelin, you go to Willow's presumed door and you knock on it. There's no response. What do you do?
Ooh, I don't know.
And,
Okay.
and Venn, you're seeing this.
I don't think I'm getting panicked, but I am getting louder, like trying to, because at this point, like, I wouldn't be overly concerned, but I am getting louder trying to receive an answer from her.
What are you doing, Venn? What are you doing seeing this situation?
Given the time of rest, and this I'm just kind of explaining my character's background on this before I take the action. So after talking to Greyna, I want to go ahead and talk to Willow about the letter I found, because those two match and now there's time. So I will be more curious about this. So I will go ahead and go over here and go up to Aelin and is like, is Willow still asleep?
I don't know. I can't get an answer from her from behind the door. Do you have a way to get into a locked room?
I don't have anything special that will do that. I don't have necessarily knock.
Do either of you have thieves' tools?
Let me check, please, real quick.
I don't.
I don't think I do.
I say at this level, no. I don't have anything that would do that. So like I just have a hunting trap, a dagger, and
My brain was
Okay.
like, can you mage hand through a keyhole and unlock
I was
the door from the
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about I was thinking about that. I was like, no, that's almost too far fetched. I need to have.
Well,
line of
give me the
sight.
language of mage hand if you have it.
You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or
Mhm.
container. Yes, that's what it is. Or stow or retrieve an item from an open container.
I believe mage hand can also hold things that are of 5 pounds or less.
You are correct.
But in the language, it doesn't necessarily say you have to have it form in an area of sight, right? Like an area that you see. It could happen past the door, right?
So
So
you're
you
right.
could potentially use Mage Hand if you would like to unlock this door.
Do you want to potentially piss off Willow by having Mage Hand go through her room?
You are
Ah.
unconscious right now.
He doesn't know that.
So here's the thing.
Oh, that's true.
On the surface, no. If Aelin wasn't there,
Mhm.
absolutely not. Aelin being there changes the response.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be helpful in this instance.
Mhm.
And Aelin is someone who can help back you up if Willow wakes up.
She's
and
a
is like,
witness.
what are you doing? A witness. Yeah. Okay. So, what do? Describe how
So
you
I'm-
unlock the door.
I would have it appear on the other side of the door, and I would instruct it on how to open that door,
Great.
given the instructions that given the insight that I had on my own door.
You use your Mage Hand and you open the door, and
Yes.
the Mage Hand opens the door.
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Because it unlocks, and it can, if it's unlocked, it can open an unlocked door. So,
Amazing. So, Aelin and Venn, you peer in and you see little Willow on the ground with the wine swirled drink untouched on the nightstand of the bed, but she is on the ground.
And I think at this point, like, seeing that the drink is untouched, Aelin would become very concerned and, like, rush over to her.
I want you guys to give me an Arcana check looking at her.
15 for Venn.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be a 16 from me.
Amazing. You both see the shimmering magical hold that is on around Willow. You see almost like a blindfold around her eyes, this green shimmering magic that then is also looming and twisting around her as she sleeps peacefully. But with that Arcana check, you can tell this is a sleep spell, meaning that hitting them awake or any kind of shuffling can wake her up. You don't have to do damage, but you definitely have to do some physical kind of stimulant to her in order to wake her up. And with that, you also see that this green shimmering magic is connected to this letter. Then you recognize this letter and you can now see the green shimmer of it, but still cannot see the words written on there. Neither of you can see the words written on there, but you can see that this magical aura is emanating and originating from this letter beside Willow.
Okay. So I want to try and separate Willow from the letter.
You want to attempt to separate Willow
Yes, because
from the letter?
because I see it's connected, and I want to try and sever that connection.
Okay. Aelin, what are you trying to do at this point?
What am I trying to do? I think Aelin is just realizing that it's a sleep spell and I'm going to have to do some sort of interaction to wake her, is going to try to do that.
Okay.
So yes, my original intention is still like I don't care about reading it.
Mhm.
I just want to like take it out of her hand.
How do you choose to do that?
Very, very carefully by pulling
With
on it.
caution.
You're going
Yeah.
to touch the note.
Yes. I guess am I aware of the humanoid component with the letter?
I would say, give me a history check.
Check that history about sleep spells.
You just check that history. That's a 24.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. So you know about the symbol spell. The symbol spell requires either a certain user to possess, hold, and open this letter, or for someone to utter the password to alleviate the spell without harm being done onto them. You also remember from this history that when Willow first touched it, she was a half-elf. She disguised herself as a half-elf. But now, as she is a halfling, she's now affected by the magic. So you can tell from your history check that at least half-elves are not affected by this letter. There was something that you were going to say, Maddie?
No, I just had a realization when you said that, that's all. As an elf, I'm immune to sleep. Then I would warn you not to touch that.
Oh, okay.
If this is the effect of a sleep spell, let me grab it, because it will not affect me.
And as you take away this letter from Willow and you jostle her awake, Willow opens her eyes and sees you above her with the note in your hand and Venn in her room. What is Willow thinking right now?
I think she's just disoriented because the last thing she remembers is trying to open the note, and now there's people in her room. She has no clue what's going on.
At least you're still on the floor.
Yes, that's true. I'm not like being moved around at all.
Nobody's got upsies right now.
No
Wake up.
upsies.
God damn it, put me down.
Willow, you see the note in Aelin's hands. What thoughts are going through you right now? I know you're disoriented, but as you collect your thoughts, what are you thinking right now?
I think I'm just stunned because I wasn't expecting the letter to do anything to me, and the fact that Aelin is able to hold it and she's not going to sleep, it's not something I understand. Like, I don't understand why it's not harming her the way that it harmed me. So Willow's probably going to reach out and ask for help in getting the letter opened, since it simply she can't do it herself anymore. So Willow looks up to Aelin and goes, I need that letter open. I tried to open it, and something happened, and now I'm waking up, and I thought maybe it was from Aleecia, and I didn't want anyone else to know what it was, but maybe I'm not supposed to be opening it by myself. I might need all your all's help to open up this letter.
I nod, and how do you expect me to open this, Willow? I don't know how this works.
I wish
so
to
yeah.
see you.
I wish to see you. So yeah,
I wish
would
to
say
see
that
you.
out loud.
I wish to see you, Sean Connery.
Okay. As you
Yeah, I
say,
would say that out loud.
as you say
Slowly
those
becoming
words.
Greyna.
Yeah. As you say those words, everyone now in the room is able to see the shimmering green. It makes its way onto your hand, Aelin, but it can't go past any further. It's as though it dissipates because you are immune to sleep. So it looks as though it's trying to put you to sleep, but it just dissipates and it's unable to affect you. But as you say that, the glitter, the green spell suddenly just removes itself from the note and it opens for you. Aelin, Willow, and Venn, you see the contents within, and it says, if you are accepted into the university, past the preliminaries, I will take you to your father.
So Willow's just gonna look at the paper and she's gonna like kind of flip it over, turn it around, just trying to figure it out. And she's like, I don't understand. This was the letter we found in the house that was addressed to Aelin, and it says that someone's gonna take her to her father, but I thought her father was dead. And I just don't know what's happening right now.
To Aleecia's father?
Aleecia's father, sorry, yes.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I found actually a letter in a stump near the house. I didn't know what it was, and in the excitement, I had forgotten about it. Addressed from Aleecia.
Willow's gonna jump up immediately and like reach a hand out for the letter.
I'm gonna go and ruffle through my pack. And I was like, yeah, I stowed it away over here, but here we go. And I hand the letter to Willow.
Willow, as you take this letter, you see that the edges of the letter look to be like near decomposing. This letter had been tucked away under a swampy mushroom, and it looks to have been sitting there for a while. But when you open the contents, we read this letter before, and it basically goes over Aleecia pleading with Terrantel University to find this one professor under the name Brixen. This name doesn't resonate with you. You don't recognize it.
So Willow is still confused because none of those names ring a bell. She's just kind of gonna look up, and not necessarily to anyone specifically. She's gonna be like, who is this man? Is this supposed to be the man that's gonna take her to her father?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm equally clueless. I would like to help you actually get this taken care of, but looks like the letter's effectively pointing us to Terrantel University.
Willow nods, and she's like, yes, I think I'm gonna have to go there if I'm going to figure this out. And she's gonna look up at you both and ask, will you both come with me? Will you all come with me?
I will follow you, Willow.
I'll join you as well. The Terrantel University does pique my interest, and there's some information that I might be able to gather there as well. So I find this mutually beneficial.
Perfect. Willow jumps up and goes, all right, it's settled. Let's go. And starts like walking out of the room. She's
Willow-
doing really well. She's doing great.
Willow,
She hides her
Willow,
trunk.
hold on. You should probably retrieve Hanvil from wherever he is.
Downstairs. Let's go.
Awesome. So as you guys collect yourselves with a singular mission in mind, you guys head downstairs, passing the library. Is there anything you guys want to do up there at all? Where is Tempest right now, Aelin?
Chilling next. He's just following me like he usually does. Don't you roll those dice? How dare you?
Oh, he don't see nothing. Okay. Okay, he's just at your feet, just happy, just
Snuggling.
chirping along, just cute little Tempest.
I'd empty no thoughts. It's how we like him. It's
That's
fine.
how we like him. Okay, so as you guys go downstairs, we're going to transfer over to Hanvil and Greyna. So, Hanvil, Greyna has just given you a letter in confidence. What are your thoughts as your party is heading back downstairs to reconvene with you?
So yeah, at this point, Hanvil, while everybody's kind of dealing with what's going on, with Willow and like checking on her or them, Hanvil's just gonna like come out of the bath after a nice little soak, and he's just gonna walk back up to the bar and just kind of gesture for Greyna to come over and be like, you gave me this. I want you to have this back, this letter. I don't think you meant to give it to me.
I don't remember giving that to you. Thank you very much. And she kind of like looks at it, and then she's like a bit embarrassed and like stows it away, just like.
Again, I will honor our agreement to secrecy. I won't tell a soul. How you doing? You okay? You okay, champ?
I just found out that one of the most important people in my life is dead. I'm not doing that great. No. You want some moonshine? She like offers this giant shoe-like glass of moonshine and just kind of like looks at you.
Do you have a to-go cup or a flask you could put this in?
She puts,
Or a burlap sack that is water retaining?
she puts like this like rubber top on it and goes, there, to go.
Wonderful, your gem. Stuffs it in his bag. I'm gonna drink that later. I need all of my faculties just rearing to go. There's a lot that's happened, and I don't know 90% of it. So we're not gonna get drunk right now. Also, you might want to hydrate.
Good idea. And she just starts downing more moonshine. So you guys are coming
no.
down at this point.
Willow's concerned because she knows Greyna Brawl at least a little bit, and she's seeing her like teeter around. So Willow's gonna go up and just be like, "Hey, I mean, I know none of us are okay.
Willow!
Okay?
And she just like lifts you up, gives you a hug, and sets you back down.
Oh,
I can hold my own liquor. Thank you very much.
Very good hearing. I don't know why I'm still whispering.
You're right in front of her.
So Willow's gonna reach up and she's gonna pat her head, and very solemnly she goes, I know. Right now everything is really bad, but we have a direction, and we're going to try to go figure out what happened to Aeliecia." And I look her in the eyes, and Willow goes, "And I promise." Yeah,
I feel,
we're not making good
I
eye contact.
feel as though like you have like your hands on her face and like this little
Squishing.
halfling what
Push in the face. Yes.
squishing.
Mm-hmm. And be like, "I promise I'll come back, and I'll share with you what we know, so we both can remember Aeliecia."
I appreciate that. I do. Venn and Aelin, anything you guys want to do?
Yes, I was actually gonna look to Aelin and ask, what's with Willow and Greyna? Like, I just came into town literally like I don't know 2.5 hours ago.
I've been here for a few days, but I have only known Willow for 1 or 2 of them. I don't really have connections with these people either, but I'm as desperate to get to the bottom of this mystery as everyone else. I'm here looking for a purpose, so I don't have connections here.
Well, what's your purpose then? What drives you here? What has driven you here?
The need to find out who I am in this world.
Well, I think most people generally take their whole lifetime to figure that out. How old are you?
For an elf, I'm quite young. I haven't even reached my 100th year as an elf. I'm quite young.
You're just a baby elf.
A wee baby.
A baby.
Well, I mean, like, take this as a human who fears his own mortality is but like, I don't know, a sneeze compared to you away. Is that we can find what we're looking for, but like we can search for it. Excuse me, we can search for what we're looking for, but like I think finding like happiness in your life, I think, is going to be the main thing. I don't know. This is just like a humble mortal like talking to you about, you know, like the next, I don't know, 200, 300 years of your life. Good for you for starting that journey, but like don't stress yourself out over it.
Of course. I know that I have many years left on the mortal plane. However, something was taken from me. Something that I'm desperate to find answers for. And I'm hoping that following Willow on this journey, however confusing it is already, will help me figure some things out.
Yes, this is convoluted at best. What was taken from you? Was it something that was materialistic, or was it something that is just more, I guess, transformative than that?
The best way I can explain it in this moment is that I was taken from myself. I had something happen, and when I woke up, I was told that I was someone completely different. I have no memory past a few months back. My parents don't know who I am, and so I left in order to find myself.
Okay, so now that I have a little bit more context, I see exactly what you're looking for.
He's like, happiness is the key. Oh wait.
Me just like
lost yourself.
Me just like casually nodding along to like this advice about like finding happiness. I'm like, yeah, for sure, but like also.
Oh, for me, I was just like, oh boy, I believe I made an error of some kind.
You're not the first one to give me this advice, so but I appreciate it.
And as Venn and Aelin, you two are kind of talking off in the corner by the piano. Greyna looks to you, Aelin, and there's a sorrowfulness in her eyes, and she says, "I'm sorry if what I said yesterday upset you. You stormed out of here after I was recalling the information that I heard of Aleecia's death. I'm sorry if that angered you."
And I was more angry with myself than I was with you. I have an oath to protect people, and I failed. And hearing it repeated back to me was something I didn't realize I would be so upset about. So I am sorry if I upset you in that moment.
Willow's gonna butt in and say, "We all failed." And then she jumps on a stool, jumps on the floor. and then she looks at everybody. She's like, "But now's our chance to redeem ourselves."
I love a good redemption arc.
Hanvil raises his tiny head. I just got here. I haven't failed yet.
Willow kind of looks, and she's like, "Nothing? You haven't failed nothing?"
Not since I got here. Maybe handling the plant creature, but
You did make that thistling quite upset. Is not dying the only point of success?
Willow looks up and looks at Aelin's like, "I think Def's a pretty good benchmark. We already failed Aleecia on that one."
And as you guys are talking, suddenly
A random villager bursts through the door of Mud's Tavern, a young human man with shabby light brown hair, light blue eyes, and worn stained clothes. And Greyna, in her drunken state, shouts out to him, "I wear clothes, Lukai!" And the young man flinches at Greyna's words, but continues to stand in the doorway. Bishop Benedict is collecting the town for an announcement over by the Church of Eidos. For the love of God, he's not the mayor of this town. Where does he think he gets the power? And then as she's like walking up to him to try and like push him out the door, the human cups Greyna's mouth. And mind you, she's like a 7-foot-tall half-orc, so he's like reaching up to try to keep her from talking any louder. There's this awkward pause. And then Greyna lowers his hands. I'd be weary if I were you, Lukai. I'd bite your fingers off like wee carrots. And Lukai recoils and holds his hand above his head, stammering, Sorry, Greyna. I just have a bad feeling about this meeting. We should be treading carefully with our words. And Greyna, like, looks back to you guys, and then back down to this human. Since when have I given a shit-stained fuck about that? Another shiver runs down the man's spine, and he slowly tiptoes backwards out of the tavern before bolting away from Greyna. But now that the door is open, you all notice that through this wooden framed door, you see a swarm of people meandering their way through the streets. Some of the folks are murmuring, whispering to each other. Others are just shuffling along, their attentions kept forward as they await the supposed grand announcement. Greyna turns to you, and she says,
Listen, I know you said you'd be on your way out of town, but friend to friend, I may need you to hold me accountable at this meeting before you go to Newvendale. If you haven't noticed.
And she kind of looks at Willow, just like, I'm very inebriated.
We noticed, Greyna. It's okay.
What? What? No.
More of those cup things and bring a to-go cup.
Great idea!
Oh, no. Hanvil, please.
Let's be honest, she wasn't gonna stop drinking.
I'm gonna try to stop Greyna.
Okay. Give me a contested strength check.
I'm just trying to like pull Greyna away from the bar and like out the door to head to the meeting without her being able to grab a drink.
Perfect.
Redirecting.
Yes, give me a strength check. Oh, that's a nat 1. No, she's so inebriated.
I rolled a 19 and I have a +3, so I'm.
How do you do this? She's like stumbling, my dude.
Like I said, I kind of just grab her arm and just kind of like lead her out the door. And obviously she doesn't put up too much of a fight, so it's not that hard of a battle.
We'll get drinks late. Oh, there's wine. There's communal wine at the church. I don't have to use my own stuff. So she's just heading out the door.
I mean, I'm kind of her escort, so I have to go.
It's true.
Venn is very interested in this particular scene. He has no idea who this guy is that Greyna hates so much, but this could be at least entertaining at the very least.
So everyone, as you guys are heading out of the tavern, this is how the mechanic is going to work. Each of you will roll me 1d6, and this will determine the obstacle of the crowd you have to overcome or succumb to. You will have one action and one bonus action on your turn. As an action, you can use your hands to push people out of the way to give a help action to another player. You can pull yourself up from the ground if knocked over, or you can move forward in the crowd using half your movement speed. With your bonus actions, you can help another player from being trampled. You can call out to your allies lost in the sea of people, or use your bonus action to do movement. Again, half speed. But if you use both your action and bonus action to help an ally, no movement at all, it's an automatic success. The crowd will act as difficult terrain, and you must travel 100 feet in order to make it to the church in time for the announcement. I want everyone to roll initiative on how we're going to do this. I'm also going to roll for Greyna.
I got a nat 1.
Initiative for me is an 18.
7.
Okay, so the first one up is actually Aelin. Okay, so Aelin, I want you to roll me a d6 to determine what obstacle you are going to face in this swarm of people.
5.
So as you are exiting the Mud's Tavern, this sea of people meandering in front of you, is hard to penetrate, but you're able to get in to the crowd. But as you attempt to filter in, you hear to the right of you 2 gossiping older women, and they pull on your clothes and pull you aside to talk to you. Oh, are you new to town? What brings you in? Are you here to listen to Father Benedict?
I just kind of like give them this dead stare. Just no expression. Just like can't be bothered right now.
Roll me an intimidation check.
That is going to be a 17.
Okay, so you just death glare these random older gossiping women, and they just like, oh, sorry about that. We'll just leave you be. Freddie, let's go.
Oh, were we annoying her, Val? I thought we were being polite.
Continue on. And just like they just kind of shrink back. So you can take an action and bonus action to do whatever you want. Move forward, push people out of the way to assist another player. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll just start pushing people out of the way.
Great.
Because I'm trying to escort other people, so I'm just shouldering people.
Okay. Okay, give me a strength check.
Strength check is going to be a 15.
Okay, nope, you're doing great. You have now created this barrier that people are filtering around you. The next player will have advantage on their next check. Hanvil, you are next. Roll me a d6.
Was a 4.
You are able to move with the assistance of Aelin half your movement into the crowd. So you're 13 feet in. Where's your attention at the moment?
Where everybody else is going?
So you're looking forward, trying to maneuver your way through the crowd?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
That would be a 23.
Awesome. That's amazing. So as you infiltrate the crowd, immediately you are hit with knees of these like tall humanoids, and being so stout, you're able to easily feel a tug on your bags as a small child pickpocketer rummages through your belongings. But you look at them, notice this. What you do?
Immediately turn, hand on rapier. You're gonna want to let that go now.
Sorry, and they like run through the crowd. Can't find them. Okay, so you're 13 feet in. What would you like to do? You have your action and bonus
am
action.
I just in a sea of people at this point?
You're in a sea of people right now. Yes. You have gone past where Aelin has given the assist, so you are in the mix of people.
I was like, can I climb somebody and then just start running, like just
Like running
across? Just like, because I weigh barely anything, so it's just like it's like crowd walking.
Okay.
Run.
Honestly, with that amazing perception check, not only do you see the pickpocketer and scare them off, you find a tall humanoid ahead of you. I need you to give me either an athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can climb them, and then you can use your bonus action to move forward.
That is a 24.
Okay. How do you crawl up this humanoid man?
Okay, so
I'd say he's 6 foot.
I'm picturing that like he like kneels down to like tie his boot, and then I like do like a little like quick run, and then like as he's like slowly like standing back up, I just like pounce like Mario jump off his shoulders and then just start running and just running on people's shoulders as they're moving.
Oh my god. Okay. You just use acrobatics, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to have you do an athletics check to see how far you go. DC 10 or higher, you can use your full movement. Anything less is only half movement, and depending on how bad you fail, you might fall through the crowd again.
We got this.
You got this.
16 plus 1, 7.
You're doing great. Nope, you're doing great. Okay, awesome. So you leap up onto this guy's shoulders, and you have your full movement speed. How are you ping-ponging through this crowd?
So Hanvil is just the moment he like the guy gets like so the guy's like slowly rising off his knee, and up his back off his shoulder, like his left shoulder, to like the nearest person's, like, because everybody's just a sea of people, so he's just going from shoulder to shoulder as far as he can go.
Awesome. Yes.
How many feet would I have moved? Because I know I didn't move very far because I was doing the assist, but
So, as the assist, would you have just helped Hanvil, or do you want to just help the one player? Like, I guess for clarification, do you plan to help everyone get into the crowd, or did you want to just help the next player?
I'm okay helping everybody.
Okay, so you haven't moved at all.
Perfect. That's fine.
Okay. Venn, you're up next. Roll me a d6.
6.
Awesome. No obstacles. You get into the crowd easily. You're able to use your action and bonus action to move.
Perfect. I will go ahead and do those. Yes.
How do you like maneuver your way into the crowd? I'm curious.
I just see Venn like kind of seeing the crowd of people and just so he just kind of like is sliding like
Like an airbender, kind of like through like the
like yeah, just like a little shimmy between some people and just like a walk between, and then just like a stop, and then like a lean back as somebody goes through, and just like it's going
Graceful.
Yeah, finding the pockets of empty space, and you just like filling them and are able to move your speed. So with your action and bonus action, that's your full movement. What is that? And make sure to record it. 30?
That should be just 30, yes.
Okay, 30 feet in. Awesome. Action, bonus action. I think that's all you can do. Is there any checks you want to do at all, or anything else?
I want to just get a overall like perception check just to see like if there is something that like kind of sticks out in a group of people.
Interesting.
What's
Okay.
going on, so
Yeah, please do.
that is decent 21.
As you're maneuvering your way through the crowd, beautifully and gracefully, I might add, you being 6'2", I think you said? Yeah, 6'2". You're taller than the majority of people in the crowd, so you're able to kind of look around as you're looking for these pockets of empty spaces. You see off to the left, the crowd is meandering kind of towards the right, as Foxtrot is in an S shape. You see off to your left, just darting between homes, 3 hooded figures heading away from where everyone else is going. The direction and only place that you know of towards that area is the Lapsusberry Nursery and the Thistle Estate. But that's all you see that's out of the ordinary. Is there anything else you want to do?
I don't think there's anything else I can do outside of normal checks.
Okay.
So I think I'm good.
Okay. Next is Greyna. Oh god. Okay. So she'll be
sheep's help.
heavily relying on you. Okay, so Aelin, she stumbles out into the crowd, and she like kind of like shoulders her way through, but her attention isn't solely focused on herself. She has a mission to get to this announcement and is not paying attention. She got a 4, so she'll have to make a perception check. Oh no, Greyna. You guys don't know what's happening, but she's just muscling her way through the crowd. Just unbeknownst to her, events are happening.
Oh, good.
Oh, great. Oh,
What
great.
about
In the direction everyone else was going, or
I think she's using Venn's head as like a point of like, I go there, I'm going over there, because she can't really see Hanvil right now. Wait, actually, Hanvil, you're on top, so you're just like ping 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 ping. So I think with your maneuvering and just like your agility, I should say, I think her boggled mind is getting motion sickness from you, so she's going to head towards Venn, and her movement, taking both her action and bonus action, she's going to move 40 feet. So she's going to pass you then. Is there anything you want to do?
No, actually.
Okay, great. So she's going to move ahead of you, and let's see, and she'll just be stuck there. Okay, awesome. Next is Willow.
So I want to ask and see if this will benefit me in any way.
Okay.
Because I have halfling nimbleness,
Ooh.
where I can move through the space of any large creature. Does that give me like a bonus to squeezing past people's feet or anything?
I would say that with that ability, you could move your full movement speed for an action, but still half your speed for your bonus action. But give me a roll.
I'm a d6, right?
Yes, please.
I got a 4.
You got a 4. Okay, so being so nimble, you're able to weave your way through the legs of the humans around you.
I'm gonna wave to Aelin as I go by. As
I'm
like
just gonna give a
thank you
small wave. Yeah.
Thank you wave as I disappear. No one can
I'm
find
still
me
just
ever
like
again.
shouldering people and like holding them back.
Yes, you're being amazing, Aelin. So, where is your attention right now? Are you trying to look for Hanvil? Are you paying attention to like your surroundings right now? What are you thinking right now?
I think for her, she's just trying to get to the center or figure out where everyone's going. So she's probably just following the flow of traffic.
Okay.
And she's just trying to get there very quickly because she wants this to be over with and move on.
Got it. Okay, give me a perception check.
It's just a 7.
Okay, so even though you're being so nimble and weaving your way through the legs and feet of these humans, the tight spacing between people is making it hard to focus on anything but your sole goal of getting forward, learning about this stupid announcement. Like you just want to get this over with, and you feel like the knees and legs of everyone pushing around you. You are overwhelmed right now. I need you to take away 2 gold from your pocket as a pickpocket. Takes advantage of your attention being deterred. On initiative 6 is the crowd. No one so far is on the ground, so you guys will not be taking any bludgeoning damage. Good job, team. We have 2 more rounds to see how far we can get into this crowd. So again, top of the order, Aelin, you have helped and assisted your party in getting into the crowd. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna try to move.
Okay, great. Bonus action and action.
Yeah, do I need to roll another? Are we doing D6s every round?
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be a 6 for me.
A 6. You move without issue. You have been elbowing
Hell
these
yeah,
people
dude.
out of the way. You're just like, I am so effing tired of this. Out of my way. So
Lost my half orc.
Yeah, you probably like,
I lost my half orc.
yeah, how are you going to infiltrate?
I feel pretty good after like holding back a whole bunch of. I just like start again. I'm just shouldering through people. I'm taking like. I'm not stopping for anything. I'm just shouldering through people. If they decide to get trampled by me, that's what they decide. I'm just not,
Great.
I things to do, places to be.
So that is your full movement. How far did you get?
I think I got 30. If it's my full movement speed, it's 30 feet.
Great. So you are also a tall humanoid. Do you go towards any one of your party members, or where are you going? Just
I'm trying to find Greyna.
Okay, so she is 40 feet ahead of you. So if you're heading
Yeah.
towards her, you're now right by Venn. Because I think, Venn, you're also at 30 feet, right?
I'm at 30 feet, yeah.
Okay, so heading towards Greyna, you are now in the same little bubble as Venn. And anything you want to do?
Hey, what's up?
Hanvil, you're next. You are on the shoulders of people. If you're continuing to move forward, I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics check again for me. This is interesting because you're no longer in the crowd anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Immune to
I'm on
everything.
top of it. I was like, I'm too small. I'm gonna get kicked.
Okay. So as your action, you can use your full movement speed. Give me the acrobatics check first. Again, we're going to do the DC 10, full movement above DC 10, half movement below.
I got a 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay, so you move your full movement speed. Now I want you to I still want you to roll me a d6. I still do.
Was a 1.
You are booking it. I believe now you are over 60 feet in. As you try to leap to your next shoulder, they move and you plummet through the crowd and you are now on the ground and you begin to get trampled on. You'll be taking 1d4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh no.
2 bludgeoning damage, not too bad. You've used your action, you still have a bonus action.
I don't really have anything I could do other than just Hanvil running like, this is easy. Fuck. Ow. 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 Asshole. Little help for an old man, an old gnome.
Okay.
An old no.
I will have Greyna. Willow, how far are you into the crowd?
38.
Hanvil,
How
you're
far
at
is-
you're-
63.
yeah, so he's pretty far ahead. Greyna is the closest person to you at 40 feet. I'll see if she... Oh, that's a 19 on the die.
Greyna, I have the moonshine boot. Help me.
23. She's like, I'm on the way. So on her turn, she will come to assist you. But
Aw.
before that, Venn, roll me a d6. 3. Okay, so as you're finding pockets in the crowd, you believe that you have found a pocket and try your best to move into it. However, you notice that there is a small child there and you trip over them as they scramble to get ahead in the crowd. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to regain your footing.
That's not good.
Oh no.
Stealing your gold and tripping you.
Going down like flies.
That was a 7.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
you trip and fall and you start getting trampled. You're gonna take 1d4 bludgeoning damage.
I
How many
thought these
people are in
were
this crowd?
good-loving
Good
Ados.
Lord.
I thought these were Ados people. What kind of god is this?
God of strength, power, pride, and wealth. So
Getting
Wow.
stepped
Okay.
on, not on there? Okay, got it.
you take.
Okay. Am
Stepping
I
on the
right
meat.
next to Venn though, or did he move forward
yes.
a little bit?
He attempted to move forward and fell right beside you.
Cool.
Do you call for help?
Or you can offer the help action if you would like, Aelin, since you're right beside him, to give him advantage on his dexterity saving throw.
I'll do that.
Okay, great. Is it worse?
It's not worse. It's a 12.
Great, you beat the DC. Okay, so as you're about to fall over this child, Aelin reaches out and grabs you and pulls you back up.
I hate kids.
Same, homie.
Okay, you can use your action and bonus action to move if you want, then.
Do I hear Hanvil at all? Do I hear Greyna way up ahead?
So you can give me a perception check if you would like to hear the cry of Hanvil. I think that's a higher DC, but you can already see that Greyna heard something. It piqued her interest, and she's heading towards diagonally a call. But if you want to try and hear it as well, you can give me a perception check.
Yeah. So that's going to be an 18 on the die for perception. That'd be a 21.
Great. So after Aelin brings you back up from stumbling over a small child, you hear the cry of Hanvil, I have moonshine in a boot. Come help me. and you also know in the direction ahead of you, you're at 30 feet, so 30 feet ahead of you is Hanvil. So you have the initiative before Greyna. You could reach him if you use both your action and bonus action.
Those 3 figures,
Yes.
are they, is it possible for me to get to like an alley or avenue in order to like possibly catch up with them or see what they're up to? Or is it one of those things that was seen at a distance that is out of my immediate control?
Are you still on like the outskirts, kind of on the outside? Or are you trying to get deeper into the crowd? Because I think Hanvil, and you can correct me, you maneuvering on top of people's shoulders, you're probably deeper in the middle of the crowd?
I'd pretty much just jump in wherever there's a body.
Okay.
Which more likely would be in the middle.
Okay, so Hanvil's more towards the center of the crowd. Since you guys are just on the outskirts, I would say if you'd like to, you can go in the other direction to pursue these people.
I am going to tell Aelin that sounds like Hanvil's trying to get Greyna more drunk.
Excuse me?
Got the moonshine! Try to help me!
And then I'm gonna tell her that it's like I'm just gonna go this way for a bit, and then I'm going to move in the direction of those figures.
Great, okay. Then you can just use your bonus action. So now you are out of the crowd. What would you like to do?
I would like to go in the direction then of like where the hooded figures are. Are they still within sight, or did they duck behind like the houses and stuff like that?
They duck behind the houses. You would be able to get in sight of them with a dash.
With the dash, I will do a dash action.
Great. Okay. So you are outside the crowd and heading towards these hooded figures. Awesome.
And as Venn diverges from the crowd in an attempt to catch up with these hooded figures, our view ascends further into the sky, noting quickly the struggling Hanvil beckoning Greyna with booze, Aelin frustratingly trying to lasso her party together, and Willow weaving somewhere within the crowd between the legs of the townsfolk. And it is here, everyone, that we will be ending this episode. Join us next time to see what the grand announcement is and who those mysterious cloaked figures are. I want to thank my players so much for joining me this episode. Maddie playing Aelin, Keesla playing Willow, Michael playing Hanvil, and our special guest Mage playing Venn. Thank you all so much for listening to another episode of Jackie's Garden Podcast. Have a fantastic morning, evening, and night, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Sprouts.
Plant yourself where you thrive.